Welcome everybody to day 4 of Global Transformation. Why now is the best time to activate your inner brilliance. I'm Melissa Daphnis. We're here today with Lisa. Hi, Lisa.
Hey, Melissa.
If you are here at day 4, then you've been through days 1, 2, and 3. And today we're actually going to talk about review what we've talked about, how to put everything together, and also how to put that together into the next things for you to do to take this to the next level. In other words, we're not here just to blah, blah, blah at you. We want you to actually take action and do something with it, do something about it, and make real use of what you've been here for.
Yeah.
Let's talk about, Lisa, what we've covered. So we've covered actually a lot in 3 days, I think. Hopefully we've kept it simple and concise enough for everybody to understand. We talked about what your inner brilliance is and isn't. Take it from here, Lisa.
Well, of course, as I've said a million, thousand, trillion times, it's what you do naturally. That's almost like breathing, but because it's so natural to you, you don't realize what a beautiful, beautiful gift it is. And that is your unique gift.
It is.
And it's what calls you forward and asks you to expand and grow. One of the things that I've heard about the term soulmate is not like, oh, your other half that you meet and you're in love. A definition, and I think this was from Wayne Dyer. Gosh, he's all over this, isn't he? Wayne Dyer is a soulmate is the person who helps you grow. So that could be somebody you don't really like very much, right? And through that engagement with them, you are, oh, I'm not doing that again. You learn your boundaries, right? Well, this is something that calls you forward and asks you to expand and grow. So this is your soul calling you forward for what you're here to do.
That's a really good definition. It speaks to you through your inner knowing, through that little voice, that quiet little voice, not the big booming ego voice. You should go do that. It's that inner knowing. You know, it's one of the things that you talk about, Lisa. You know the truth. You just help people find it.
Thank you. You know it. You have it all inside you already. We kind of come with all of that, like it's standard, you know, all of that, those seeds. And then you just have to remember, oh yeah, that's right. I have a seed for that. And this is how it speaks to you.
Yep. And we talked about this too. You can express it in many different ways, including but not limited to how you create income. It may or may not be your chosen line of work. It may be something else. Whatever it is, your inner brilliance is something. I was thinking about this the other day, and we talked about yours being like communication, like messaging, right? Bringing the messages through for people. And I was really thinking about mine, and it doesn't change. We talk about it evolving and changing. And I think mine is actually support. I have always been there to support people in a very strong supportive role, not like an underling support role, but a very strong supportive role. People call me when they need advice or when they need encouragement or when they need motivation. My mother used to talk to me when I was a teenager and pour her heart out to me. And, you know, I get people that I support people in different ways and different things. It isn't always what you think it's going to be.
Right.
Now, why is the best time?
Had you noticed that there's something going on that is global? And I mentioned this in the first video, but the fact that it is global, never in the history of written history of ever have we had something where everyone is dealing with it close up and personal in their lives, ever. So the scope of that should tell you this is not just an ordinary little time. So big times call for big action, and that's why now is a really awesome time to open up to that brilliance.
Yep, and every time I have channeled a message from the collective, they haven't called it, they very rarely called it a pandemic. Like, you notice most people right now are calling this a global pandemic. This is so much more than the coronavirus. This is a global transformation. This is transformative on every single level that we look at. That's why we use that word, because it's a global transformation. So it's everything, including you. You're being transformed right now. And we talked about riding that wave, and that's exactly why now is the best time.
And I have to throw in that the astrologers that I listen to are saying this is, and you know this quote from the song, this is the dawning of the age of Aquarius. So if you remember that song from, I think it was from Hair, the
Fifth Dimension.
yeah, the Fifth Dimension sang it, and it was from the play Hair.
Yeah.
And when the moon is in the seventh house and Jupiter aligns with Mars, then peace will guide the planets and love will steer the stars. We are in the dawning of the age of Aquarius, where people acknowledge that we are all one. And so that's a huge shift for the world.
Yeah.
That is a huge shift. And really, nobody, even the astrologers, again, until you're in hindsight, could you see it. So they knew something was coming. They were preparing for something is coming just by the alignment. What it was, nobody knew. So when it hit, it was like, oh, that's what this is.
Yeah.
It's the dawning of the age of Aquarius, my friend.
The energies, the frequencies, everything is shifting. We just talked about how it's a calling. Now is the best time, and we can all feel that calling. Whatever it is, on whatever level it happens to be, there is a global transformative calling going on.
Yep.
My favorite question in the whole world that you brought up one time, Lisa, is what is yours to do? And it doesn't mean you have to run out and do a whole lot. It can be just, is yours to stay in right now? Is yours to reflect? Is yours to find out what your inner brilliance is and be able to activate it and be able to come through this, come out of this on a different level.
Yeah, yeah.
We also talked about in day 2, what stops most people. And specifically, we talked about 4 things. There are other things. There are more things. There are a lot of obstacles that can get in the way. 4 things that we specifically talked about were judgment. We're always afraid of other people's judgment, other people's opinions. Fear. My favorite way to put fear is the acronym false expectations appearing real. Yeah. I always love that. At first I thought, oh, that's so cliche. I hate that. But,
but it's true.
It is really true. It's just false expectations. Fear is usually about, now if a bear is chasing you, that's a real fear.
Correct. That is not a false expectation. That is a damn bear.
Yeah. Right. And going out and getting the coronavirus is a real fear right now. So we have to work with those things. But some of the false expectations are, well, what are people going to say? People are going to think I'm crazy. I thought they were going to drag me off to the loony bin, whatever that is. So fear is a big thing that can stop people. And we also talked about in video day 2 about worst case scenario.
Yep. No, I think those are the real big ones that seem to jack people up a lot.
Yeah. So, and we are here to help you not be stopped, to help you get moving. We also talked about in the last video yesterday, the 4 essential elements or keys to actually activating your inner brilliance. And they are the 4 C's, our favorite 4 C's. Courage, confidence,
right?
Go ahead, Lisa, take it from here.
Commitment and community.
And community. Yep. And how they all work interlockingly together, how one supports the other, which supports the other, which leads to the other, which leads back to the other, and they're all very important. So it's not like a path where you do this step and then this step and then this step and this step. These are actually
they intertwine with each other.
Yep, 4 elements of the whole. We talked about a little bit yesterday. We introduced everybody what we're offering to help, because we really want to help you put this stuff together and to take the action. You know, how many programs, Lisa, or online things have you watched or looked at and went, oh, that was really cool. That'd be really good if I used that. And then.
I don't even want to talk about how many I have sitting on my hard drive that I looked at, I read through. And remember, we talked about Neo. Knowing the path is not the same as walking the path. So I knowed the path. Right? I knowed it on my hard drive, and I did not walk it in real life. And that's that's the commitment issue that I've had in the past with things. And so we're offering to walk with you. So we're helping, we want you to know the path that's in front of you and walk that path. That's really important to us both, is that you're not just gathering information. Because I could do that until the cows come home. I am an information sponge, right? I just want to know how everything works. And so that leads me to buy a lot of programs. But the programs I've done really well at were the ones where I chose to do the work.
Mm-hmm.
right? To really get through it. And sometimes that's been because I had somebody going, come on, you got this, you could do it, right? They didn't just like toss it out, like, here's information for you, good luck to you. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but that hasn't helped me. I don't know, maybe that hasn't helped you, Melissa, and you guys out there watching. Has that helped you?
No, I think you're right. I think the point that you're trying to make there is when you saw change is when you actually committed,
Yes.
which is one of our keys, when you actually committed to taking action.
Yeah.
And that's the difference between knowing the path and walking the path. And that's why we're offering our next program of Activating Your Inner Brilliance, which is the 4-week live interactive program designed to help guide, support, and instruct you on how to activate and fully engage with your inner brilliance.
Mm-hmm.
So we're talking about, like, not theory, we're talking about action here. We're talking about getting you out there. We're working with you in a group setting, but also individually as you show up and we support and guide and bring through and channel and all of that goodness that comes through to help you get where you want to be and be able to activate that so that you can find your peace, follow your heart, and live your best life and have that
Whatever
joy.
that is, whatever your best life looks like for you. We don't come to you with, here's exactly what you're going to get out of this. You can have a mansion and da-da-da-da. Nope. Right? What you bring into it and what you put into it, we meet you. Just like then the universe meets you.
Yep.
Right? So the universe is like, oh, they're all doing the work. Let's get in there and play, right?
Yep.
Then that's when that brilliance comes through and blooms. That's really the big piece.
That's when it comes through. Like I said, real steps to take real actions to get real results. And we're talking about those 4 key elements: courage, confidence, commitment, and community, really helping you with that. And we also talked about what you can do next. Part of what we want to help you do with activating your inner brilliance is to evolve, is to grow. And this is on many different levels, right, Lisa? This is, we're not just talking about mentally or physically or spiritually. We're talking about all of those things in one. Shifting is a big theme with the transformation right now. Shifting and transforming and activating. So these are all things that you can do next, that taking the next step will help you to do.
Right, because now you're aware of that the energies support evolution and growth and transformation. The energies are supportive for that. So instead of you having to fight against that to grow, right, the energy is like, let's go this way. Let us all just go. So when you get into that flow, it's going to be a lot easier for you to do those things in this space, and with support from Melissa and myself, and support from the others that'll be in the group.
Yep. And that's why we're here. Each week during the program of Activate Your Inner Brilliance, we are going to cover one of the 4 essential elements that is necessary to activate your inner brilliance. The 4 that we talked about, Lisa?
Courage.
Confidence.
That's it. Commitment and community.
Yep.
Yeah. And we're going to take a deep dive into them and show you how to work with each one of those. And that comes through us doing trainings, but also the channeled messages that we ourselves do not even know. Like, I just know messages will come through. I don't know from who, I don't know where. I trust that they will come through, and that will be helpful to the piece that we're working on that week. That'll enable you to dig a little bit deeper, in addition to the fact of Metatron, as we mentioned in the last video. Metatron's given us the initial piece of each session that we will do that will help release and create that space for you to receive the energy of each one of those 4 elements.
I have a feeling that Metatron and the collective and Prince, they're all like standing by, just waiting for this 4-week course to start so they can jump in there and start helping everybody out to go through with this. So like I just said, we're going to give you real action steps, real things that you can do, that you can work with that week to bring into the next week to build the next level onto it that'll get you where you want to go. And like Lisa said, we're going to be working with you live via video, one live Zoom video training a week. We're actually going to be there talking to you, with you, and working with you. That's one of the best things about this next program. It's not going to be just recorded videos for you to watch. These are actually live training sessions.
Yeah, and you know what's going to come through is guidance for you from either your guide team or one of the big ones that we've mentioned. But know that if you say yes to this with us, or even in general, if it's not with us, if you say yes to the universe always responds. Always responds. So that response can come through me and Melissa directly for you. You could receive it on your own somewhere out there. It helps. It helps to have somebody kind of translating those energies for you, because the thing is that I walk in that trust, okay, that unwavering trust that when that guidance comes through, act on it. It's good. It's right. It's the thing to do. And that's how I live my life. I'm not telling you to do this. I actively live my life by that guidance. And so I want to show you and model for you, and Melissa will do the same thing, what it looks like to receive that guidance in the moment and then go take action, so that you come back to us the next week and say, here's what happened when I did this. Awesome, right? We can help you figure out, was that important? Do more of that, do a little bit less of that. Like, we can play and tweak your actions so that you're dialing in the exact right thing for you. And that comes through guidance from the universe, through us.
Yep, it comes through there. And also, like we just mentioned, it includes the group coaching sessions on video. It includes the recordings of each sessions and the audios and the videos. And we will get those back to you so that you can listen or watch them or go back through them anytime you want. Stuff comes through fast and furious sometimes when you're doing this work, and sometimes you need to go back and review it. And it's also going to include any PDFs or worksheets or any other materials that we find out that need to be in there, that are thrown in there for you to use, that'll help you through the program. All of it.
And refer back to. I always want to give pieces that after the training is over, you can refer back to them for a refresher or a reminder.
Yep, absolutely. Oh, I love that picture of that coffee cup. It's a great day to start something big.
It is. This is big too. It really is. There's no joking. We will have fun, I can assure you of that, but it is serious work. And if you want to come through this transformative period, whenever we shift into that next level, really having done that work in this space, then this is like, it is a great day, and it's a great time to start something big.
It is. So if you're ready to do that, then this next program is only $97. We wanted to keep it affordable and, make it just right so that everybody could get in there. If you decide this is right for you, I know a lot of programs out there that people are selling nowadays are way, way more expensive than that. And I'm like, we want to be here for you. We want to help. That's why.
As Melissa mentioned, all of this has come through our channels. So this is the guidance we received for pricing this course. It wasn't because of any other reason other than this was our guidance, and we follow that guidance.
Well, I think we talked about it, and we're like, we both said the same number at the same time. Like, yep, it came right through both of us and boop, popped out there. Yep, absolutely. So to be able to sign up now or check out some more details for the program, you can go to commitlikeaboss.com, activate. And once again, we talked about if you have any questions, send us an email at team@commitlikeaboss.com. You can put a comment under the video. You can ask a question under the video. My gosh, there's easy ways to get hold of us. You can talk to us in the Facebook group too, if you happen to be in the Facebook group. If you're part of the membership, there's a link in there to actually go to the Facebook group, become a member. And we're always happy to answer any questions, to talk to you about any concerns you have, whatever it happens to be.
Absolutely. And that's the thing. And I mentioned that yesterday, but if this intrigues you, there's something about this topic that is your soul is resonating with. And so you can choose to sign up with us. You can choose to do a million other things, but the point of our little mini workshop here was to help you understand that now's the time. What is yours to do? And if you need support, we have that available for you.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And understanding your inner brilliance. I mean, that's a big thing. And we talked about the evolution of it and how it evolves over time, and it might not go in the direction you think it's going to go.
Right.
You know, it's always amazing when something comes through that fits, and you're like, oh, this is what I want to do. This is so perfect. There's so much joy in doing this. This just feels right. Even if that little voice inside of your head, I know for me personally, that little voice inside of my head was like, oh, I don't know. People are going to think I'm weird. Yet all my friends are like, oh, that fits you perfectly. I saw that all along. I didn't see it because it was the note stuck on my head,
Mm-hmm.
because it was so like, well, this is natural to me, but other people are going to think it's weird. And what I'm finding out is other people don't think it's weird.
No, they don't at all. And that is a beautiful thing. Two things I want to mention before we wrap up is when I worked in my corporate office, and I worked in a hub, it's called a cage. When I worked in this hub, I interacted with all the people in the office. And I had one whole window that was if they wanted to give me business things. But if they had a problem or they needed to talk to their spirit guides or they wanted to talk to their dead aunt, they went to this other window. That was my woo window. I didn't have to tell anybody that. They just went to this window. And I would know, oh, okay, that's what they need. And even people who were financial advisors in this were attuned and interested in this whole world, all of the energy pieces, like they were curious. And so I always made it kind of like, yeah, talk to dead people. Okay, that's great, whatever, right? And the other piece I want to give to you is that the most beautiful thing is when you summon up all your courage to come out about something like Melissa did, and everyone around you says, oh yeah, we've known that. That happened with the Prince thing. I told people, and all my friends were like, yeah, yep, that makes sense. Yep, can totally see that. And so you think, well, that wasn't such a big deal after all. It was a big deal in your head, right, because of those fears. But it felt so nice to just have people go, yeah, we see that. We see that. It was beautiful. And I would love for you guys to have that. If you've not already experienced that, it is a beautiful thing. And if you haven't experienced that, let Melissa and I be your witnesses so that we can reflect that back to you and say, yeah, we see that. Because one of the things that's one of my brilliances is I can see potential, which has been to my detriment in relationships because I could always see their potential, but I was dating the non-potential at this part, hoping they'd get there. But I can see that potential. I can see what's possible. So when someone says to you, here's what I see, then that kind of frees you up to go, I see that too, okay? So if you would love a witness on this path, this is one of the beautiful things that we're offering to you.
Mm-hmm. Yep. We are here for you, and I would love to see everyone's beautiful brilliance and how that plays out. That would be fantastic, and help people to find that and get there, because it's not, like you said, it's not always the easiest thing, but it is very important, and it's life changing.
It is.
It's like that Daniel Agnew quote that we had in the last video about, reason people don't follow their purpose a lot is because it will change their life. Mm-hmm. It will change your life, but in a good way.
In a good way, but you don't always see that at the time.
Absolutely.
At the time, but ultimately it does. Ultimately it does. And that's the beauty of it. And that's the beauty of being aligned, because you as a soul created this life to come here and accomplish certain themes, to work with certain themes. Yep. And so when you do that, the feeling is just, it's almost indescribable when you know you're in your element and you're doing the thing your soul came here to do. It's a joy like no other. It really is.
Yep. Absolutely is. Absolutely is. So if you have any questions, feel free to plug in a comment, email us, whatever you need to do. And tomorrow is a big day because we're actually going to be live answering your questions and giving you the next steps to take. So we're going to talk about this with people live in the Facebook group and answer their questions. What is a question that you have? What's a question that's come up regularly for
Mhm.
people about activating their inner brilliance? What is it that, there might be some other things that get people stuck, or some other questions that we haven't been able to hit on that come from somewhere else. And we'll be there with our guides, with the collective, with Prince and Metatron and whoever else wants to show up on the live question and answer video, and we'll cover a lot of other things on there tomorrow. So we will see you in that video, and can't wait for that.
Yeah,
And
thank
we
you so
hope,
much for being present. Thank you so much for
yeah,
listening and your time and your energy. And if you take no further steps than just by being present, we thank you for that. And know that that's the right choice. Whatever choice you make is the right choice for your soul. And we are so glad you're here.
yeah, we want to thank you so much for being here, for sharing your time with us. And we hope to see you as we go on further with this path that we are following, that's been laid out before us. And we want to help you follow the path that gets laid out before you.
That's right. All right, we'll see you in the Q&A. Bring your Q's. We have A's.
We do. Have a good day. Bye now.
Bye for now.